Hi, today's video was inspired by a card that popped up in my YouTube recommended feed, and it was a split coast stamper tutorial, and the lady made a gatefold card, but she cut a diamond shape out of the front of the card. And I just remember thinking that that would be so easy to do with the ScanNCut. Now, I've done a bit of a Google and I can't find the link, so if I do, I'll put it in the description underneath this video for you. But I just thought I'd show you how quick it would be to make a similar type design using ScanNCut canvas. So this is just going to be a very quick tutorial. So I'm going to use the basic shapes and I'm going to choose a rectangle. I'm going to hold the shift key down on my keyboard and rotate this twice so it's now vertical. I'm going to come to the properties box and I'm going to untick the maintain aspect ratio because I want to adjust the width and height specifically. So I'm going to make this 2 and then I'm going to come over to the height and change this to 5.25 and enter. Then I'm going to go back to the basic shapes and I'm going to get a square. And then I'm going to come to the properties box. This time I'm going to tick the maintain aspect ratio because I want to make a square. I'm going to make this 2 inches and enter. And then again, holding the shift key down, I'm going to rotate this so it becomes like a diamond shape. Now, this is going to be 1/2 of the card. So I'm going to position this diamond shape over this left hand edge of this rectangle. I'm going to try and zoom in so you can see a bit better. And the blue dot that's on the top of this square that I've rotated, I want that blue dot to line up on this line. So I'm just going to position it so that it looks, when it looks central. And height wise, I'm just doing that by eye. You could bring it lower down, you could put it in the middle. I'm just going to do it so it's about there. Now, the square's on top because that's the last thing I moved onto the rectangle. So I'm going to select both. I'm going to go to edit and use the subtract icon, and that should punch this square out of this rectangle piece. I'm just going to zoom back out a little bit now. So with this selected, I'm going to come up to edit, come to the offset icon. I'm going to change it to inward and I'm going to make it 0.12 and say OK. And this inward section here will become a matting layer for the front of the card. So I'm going to select both of those now. I'm going to right click and group, right click, select duplicate, and then with the duplicate I'm going to go to edit and flip. So they now will be the left and right sides of the cards with the matting layers. So I'm just going to ungroup them and take the matting layer away from both pieces. Now I'm going to draw another rectangle. This time I want it to be 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 high because that's the height of this right and left piece. So I'm going to untick the maintain aspect ratio. I'm going to make this 4 and make the height 5.25. I've done that the wrong way around. So 5.25 and then 4. I bet you were all shouting that at the video, weren't you? Okay, so now I'm going to bring these up close together. I'm going to select everything and I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to choose a line. Now you can choose to align them along the top or the bottom, it doesn't really matter, but basically I just want the 3 sections all lined up together. Now I'm going to zoom in so you can see And all I'm going to do, I'm going to select the right hand edge. I'm not going to move it with my mouse. I'm going to use the up and down and left to right arrows on the keyboard, and using the right arrows, I'm just going to move it over until it overlaps this one. Then I'm going to select this one, and using the left arrows, I'm going to bring that over until it overlaps. They look as though they are overlapping. Now I'm going to select everything and go to Edit and Weld. Okay, so that now is the front of the card. I'm just going to zoom back out to the mat, and you can see it's slightly altered the size. That's because we've welded. So I'm going to come back to the properties. Maintain aspect ratio is unticked. I want to leave the height at 5.25. I'm just going to make that 8. So that now is the card, and you would score it here and here and fold it inwards, and you've got your matting layers for the front, and this section in the middle is effectively the back of the card. Now, if that was me, I would leave it at there, and I would give it a title here and save it into the projects and then download it and use it, because I prefer to put the score lines in using my scoreboard. But if you do want to add dash lines so that the ScanNCut cuts the fold lines for you, the way I would do it is select this base card, bring it up, trying to zoom in for you, and position it so that the top of the line touches this grey line. The top of the card touches this ruler, and the left touches this grey line here, the vertical line. So put it right in the corner, and that way, if you do that, when you come to draw in your dash lines, hopefully they will be in the exact place, because you need to put a dash line in at 2 and at 6. So to do that, you choose the path icon. I would click above the card, so just on the mark of the 2. Hold the shift key down and then drag this down and double click to anchor it. And once you've anchored it, it will automatically select it. Go to the properties box, choose cut line, come down here, choose your preferred dash line, and then just close the box down so it's out of the way. Then click anywhere to deselect, and that's put your dash line in place. Then come back to your path tool, again go to say where the number 6 is, click once and let go, hold the shift key down and then click and, undo that, go back to the path line, click where the number 6 is, let go, hold the shift key down, just drag the mouse out without actually pressing anything, and then double click to anchor it again at the bottom. Go back to the properties, cut line, and choose your dash line and close that down. I'll just zoom back out to the mat so you can see it all. Now I would select the card and the 2 dash lines, and I would group them. So right click and group, and then put them onto the mat. And that way, when you cut this card, it will put the dash lines in for you, because you've assigned the dash lines here in Canvas. And then these 2 sections you could cut from pattern paper, and when this left hand section folds over this way, you could put that on the front, and that would be your pattern paper. Now all you need to do is make a square so that when the left and right hand side of this card folds in and leaves you your diamond shape in the middle, you can put a matting layer on an angle there and put, you know, a decoration or an embellishment on it. Now we used 2-inch square, so I'm going to use another square, but this time I'm going to make it 1.75. So I'm going to come to the properties box, make sure maintain aspect ratio is ticked, and go 1.75 and say OK. And then I'm going to hold the shift key down and rotate it, and hopefully that will fit in there. If you did it 2 inches, I'll just show you. If you make one that's 2 inches and size it to 2 and then rotate it, it tends to be bit tight for when you close the front and the back of the card over. You can try it, but when I made my sample, I took the size down a bit. And I'll put in the video the prototype that I cut. I didn't cut the matting layers for the front, I just cut the card out in white and I cut a red matting layer as the diamond section, but you'll see what I mean when I insert it into the video for you. So I hope you found that helpful. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.